Congratulations, you are the winner of the DVD, which features the morphology, nice fancy word, of River Song and Lucky in Love. We're going to compare some of the original versions of it that we recorded, but they never actually made it to the Monsters in the Kudzu album, which we released in 2005. And I thought this would be a really interesting point of view for somebody to hear these songs back when we were experimenting with the tracks, you know, and we would take home a CD of what we did and kind of be like, this is cool, but maybe something, you know, maybe we should go more traditional, maybe we should go even more experimental, or there's so many different ways to go with that. And we've archived some of those versions of those songs that we recorded, and I want to release them so you can hear kind of a Pepsi challenge, Coke and Pepsi, here's this version versus this version. And I'll narrate along with some video footage. And I'm also going to include a guitar lesson. So if you're a guitar player or new, advanced, whatever, I'm going to show you how to play both those songs, at least some of the key parts. So without further ado, thank you very much for supporting the Connor Foundation. Thanks for coming to the silent auction at the Golf for Connor event. And check out more information at www.connorfoundation.org. Thanks.
Meet me by the riverside after class today. We'll get high and figure out when things turn out this way. I tune up these old modern strings and write a song of praise, and listen to the river sing. These are the good old days. These are the good old days, my friend. Good Lord, we've got it made. Said, listen to the river sing. These are the good old days. Rob and Roster Rick and some girls that we knew from school headed down to the middle of the river, and it turned out water loose, and it rose up like wild horses, and it froze us to the bone. But we braved the flood and we saved the bud. We laughed the whole way home. And these are the good old days, my friend. Good Lord, we've got it made. Said, listen to the river sing. These are the good old days. Listen to the river sing. They say the river's old and winding, but it's free, free just like me. Let a southern wind remind you of someone you used to know, someone you used to be. We'll make that guitar cry and let the river sing.
School's done and the summer sun was shining in my eyes. Packed up my old guitar and I told my friends goodbye.
No, I hit her out the doctor, Roster Rick is overseas, but I know deep down that all my friends still hear that river sing. And these are the good old days, my friend. Good Lord, we've got made. Now listen to the river sing. These are the good old days. Now listen to the river sing. These are the good old days. Now listen to the river sing. These are the good old days.
Check, check, 1, 2. So that was River Song with the banjo intro. And the banjo part never actually made it to the album. We decided to go with a different, more straight to the point kind of intro. and I'm gonna let you guys hear that here in a second. Comes off just a little more punch.
Meet me by the river.
So some of the things about that song, it's like in between you would hear like some spacey kind of like almost sounds that sound like a pedal steel guitar. We didn't keep those either. So you'll hear under the part that's like, you know, well, the river's long and winding, but it's free just like me.
They say the river's old and winding, but it's free, free just like me. Let a southern wind remind you of someone you used to know, someone you used to be. We'll make that guitar cry and let the river sing.
You hear a lot of like really cool like swells and things like that. I thought they were really, really cool, and I thought they totally made that part come alive. But we didn't keep those, and so when you listen to the full version on the album, you'll notice that that's not there. So that's why I wanted to share that song with you. But before I move on to Lucky in Love, I'm gonna tell you a story about this guitar. This is the Fender American Deluxe Telecaster that I played on the Monsters in the Kudzu album. We got this guitar from Chris Connor, as you know, who was our lead singer, who obviously we lost in 2007. And when we started in the South, I didn't have my own guitar that was like nice and twangy, like these guitars are predominantly really twangy. There's a Telecaster here as well, but I had to work like 8 or 10 free shows, and I want to say I was maybe making like $200 a show or something like that, and that's how I paid off this guitar by playing a bunch of free shows. But when Chris owned it, took a little bit of wear and tear. Here's a little nick on the back, and then I don't know if you can see this area here, but it's what we call buckle rash. And when he had his big giant belt buckles on, his big face belt buckles, he wore his guitar really low, and so they would rub on the back. They call it buckle rash. And I'll see if I can get this to where you can see it. Yeah, big bunch of scuffs all through there. So whenever I play this guitar, the first thing I see is my reminder of my buddy Chris, and especially with this guitar. So with Lucky in Love, the version you're going to hear has a cello intro to it, and I thought it was a really, really cool sound because the song's it's a very desperate sounding song, and it comes across really well. I feel like the cello really accentuated the desperate sound in it, you know. So I'm gonna let you guys hear that and run some photos from the studio and some other stuff that I can dig up. And hope you enjoy this one as well. This one, really, really powerful song. There's some really cool spacey stuff that we tried, where Les Hall was in the studio, just like he was in River Song, doing some really cool spacey stuff we wanted to try. He does some really, really cool things in here. I did all the lead guitar work, but there are some things where he really got to play with some sonic stuff in the background. And it was a good time to just go in there.
She said she don't love me no more, and my heart turned to stone and it rolled from my chest and crashed to our bedroom floor. Well, she found herself another man with a banking account, with a boat and a house, and a damn good insurance plan. I've been lucky all my life. I got a great family and I just can't say I've been lucky enough. What fell hell like she ran. Well, she said I'll grow old and I'll die in some bar. Well, I'm changing my guitar strings, and the time that we wasted away, it will curdle with wine in the back of my mind and be my only memories. I've been lucky all my life. I got these songs and I got this old bulldog who thinks I'm the sun that shines. I just can't say I've been lucky enough. It's 4 minutes fast, fish in a bowl. Stereo's crying, Gillian and Ryan. I can't tell you nothing about pain that everybody don't already know, but I feel like I'm dying. Want somebody to cry for me, want somebody to cry for me. Well, they meet at the edge and they melt into love, and their passion burns my head. I've been lucky all my life. I got blue eyes to see all that the day brings, and I got a crooked smile. I just can't say I've been lucky enough. Man, I guess you could say I ain't lucky enough.
So we just made it through the Lucky in Love Spacey edition. That's the one that never really made it to the full album. Had a bunch of really cool guitar effects and things like that. And you probably saw a shot of this guitar where it was broken here at the neck, and I'm happy to have it fixed. I was kind of heartbroken when it was busted in half. It was on accident. It was in transport inside of his case coming to or from a show, and somehow it took a big bump and got messed up. And I had Sam Eakins from Taylor Guitars actually fix this. He's a top tier luthier, and I appreciate his hard work. So here's the guitar lesson portion of the video here. I'm going to show you how to play River Song. The chords that are in River Song are G, D, C, and D. And you kind of have like a when I'm doing that, I'm kind of doing like a top string down, 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 and then so there's like 2 counts before each strum. All right. Then on the chorus line, you have these like I'm gonna sing it really, but anyway. And And then you have the bouncy part. So I'm kind of here at the 3rd fret, bouncing twice, a little pull off, and then to the 5th fret. That's the 7th to the 4th, from the 3rd to the 5th to the 2nd. And pretty much in any given order across the board, that's how that song's played. So that's River Song in kind of a nutshell. There's a bunch of other cool electric guitar stuff that's a little more involved to go into, and we'll maybe do that on like another version or something like that. How to play the guitar solo. So thanks for checking out River Song. Next up is the guitar lesson for Lucky in Love. Okay, so here's Lucky in Love. Really desperate sounding song. I think Chris nailed it when he wrote it. I think the chords that he chose for this song were just pretty spot on. So basically we go from A up here to this G7. And the strum pattern starts with this A. You pull off this 3rd fret here. So that's how you go through the beginning, through the intro. And then as you're kind of moving along, then it goes through the crash through the bedroom wall, bedroom floor. So that was going from A, G, D. Back into the verse. And one more of these. Then I'll build it. So when I'm doing that, the little lick, I've been lucky all my life, all that kind of stuff. So I'm here at the 2nd, using my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret, playing the bottom 2 strings. Slide up and back. And then from the 4th, I'm going to do a drag from the 4th to the 2nd. So that part we go to this F sharp minor. It's a bar chord. I don't know if you do play guitar, you know what I'm talking about. If not, it just looks like a big handful of guitar chord. To a B minor, and then C, to a D, so that's Lucky in Love, some of the key parts for that song. And if you do play guitar, hopefully that's kind of helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. And sincerely, it's been great hanging out in your living room, on your iPad, on your laptop, however you're watching this DVD. Thank you so much for supporting the Connor Foundation. And we'll see you soon, maybe on the next volume of one of these. I'll see if I can cook up another one of these special things. We've got a whole album of stuff and a whole lot of archived footage and songs and things like that we haven't even scratched the iceberg, wherever the phrase is. So thank you very much.
Meet me by the riverside after class today. We'll get high and figure out when things turned out this way. I'll tune up these old modest strings and I'll write a song of praise and listen to the river sing. These are the good old days. These are the good old days, my friend. Good Lord, got it made. Listen to the river sing. These are